Hey, Chef Chris Scott here. You may have seen me on the Food Network, executive chef and co-owner of Butterfunk Biscuit Company up in Harlem. And I am here today at Nowon in the East Village for something that's the best that I've ever had, the chopped cheese ddukbokki. Let's take a look. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for coming.
Yes, indeed. Let's eat.
My name is Jae Lee, chef and owner of Nowon in East Village. Nowon started as a pop-up called Him, which means strength in Korean. I quit my comfortable executive chef job at a hotel. I was 30 years old and I was like, you know what, I need challenges. I wanted to just take a risk and try something new. Then I created a small menu which included our legendary cheeseburgers, our chopped cheese rice cakes, our fried chicken, and that people loved, and that turned into this restaurant, Nowon. So the chopped cheese rice cakes I developed because, all right, how can I create a dish that's Korean, but serve it in a way where the flavors are familiar to a New Yorker? In New York, my favorite comfort food was the corner deli, the corner spot, chopped cheese sandwich. So I'm like, what if I took the rice cakes and served it with the flavors of a chopped cheese and see how that went? I tasted it, I was like, what the hell is this? I think I just came up with something brilliant. People are gonna love this. My belief is this: if people love it and everyone keeps coming back for it, why take it off? And make it a little better each time. So we're gonna take ground beef, we're gonna marinate that, we're gonna season it up with sazon, Korean chili flakes, fish sauce, roasted scallion oil that we make in-house, and we're gonna let that sit. While that's marinating, we're gonna get the wok ready. We're gonna season up the wok, get it nice and hot, season it up with oil, and then we're gonna get the rice cakes into the fryer to crisp them up and heat them through. And then in the wok, we're gonna add the beef, break it down with the wok spoon. Once it's cooked down and the oil releases, then we're gonna add in the crispy rice cakes, our miso sauce, our creme fraiche, American cheese, a touch of water, and we're gonna toss that up just until the sauce comes all together. Then we're gonna plate it up in the bowl and then garnish that with soy pickle jalapenos, scallion, our breadcrumbs, and finish it off with aged Parmesan cheese. And there you have it, our chopped cheese rice cakes.
Now, I gotta ask you straight out. Is this more like a homecoming or something, like a homecoming dish for you? I say that because, just like with a lot of chefs, who are deeply rooted in that fine dining vein, we always come home to what is true and natural to us.
Wow.
So this speaks to the Korean aspect of you. This speaks to that New York aspect of you.
Absolutely.
And I've known your history, I've known your path. But now you have this, and this wonderful dish right here. Is this like a homecoming for you?
It absolutely is, chef. And you just made me get into it internally.
Man,
I'm
telling you.
That's Korean and New York, right?
And New York. I like eating this. I'm reminded of New Year's Day. I'm reminded of, street food. I'm reminded of the culture. I'm reminded of New York City. I'm reminded of bodegas. I'm feeling you and your journey all throughout this.
It is a homecoming. One of my mentors said, Jay, what is your story as a chef? And I always thought about that when I was doing my pop-up and to me opening my restaurant. Even though I've never worked in a Korean restaurant, I grew up eating the food.
Exactly.
In the culture.
Exactly. And that's the one thing that I really love about all these chefs that are coming home, finally, because we're rooted in other cuisines and we learn it and we excel at it. But what really speaks to us is bang, right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is by far one of the best things I ever had. Man, that is banging. So knowing your background, knowing all of your history and everything that you've learned, the pedigree, the discipline that you've come up in, and now you're home and you're doing dishes that you ate as a young person. Do you feel that some people on the outside might look at it as you're going backwards? I know that you don't.
Coming from, the cultures that we grew up in, that is our strength. So if we lean into it, that's our biggest flex. It's when we don't lean into that and we shy away from that, that's the biggest weakness. There might be one or two chefs out there or restaurant professionals or even just outsiders looking and saying, oh, Jay used to work at, this 3 Michelin star restaurant or 2 Michelin star restaurant. He was doing well over there. Now he's making burgers and chopped cheese rice cakes. I don't think anyone thinks that way. In fact, I think people get inspired by that. It's like, wait, so I can lean into my culture that I was kind of like ashamed of growing up.
Exactly.
But now
Yep.
I'm really proud of, and
Yeah.
I want to share with everyone.
Yeah, but I love the different versions, and I love the
Yeah.
fact that you're thinking outside the box while staying true to the culture and true to the ingredient.
Yeah.
Like there's so many aspects of that that you see with a lot of chefs that are now coming home into their own. I love the fact that you stay true to the story, but you're playful with the food.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
love that. Let me tell you something. I've worked in many restaurants all across the country for many years. Nothing beats the chopped cheese and rice cake dish here at Nowon. It's one of the best dishes in New York City.